Hey guys, I'm Miss Mama coming to you live this Labor Day weekend. If you guys started early, lots of people had half days today, and then they're gonna have full day Saturday, full day Sunday, full day Monday. But Monday really isn't a full day. Everyone says, oh, it's a full day off, right? But like really, you're really done by noon because then you gotta like get back to wherever you know, back home if you're on a little vacay, and then you gotta get the kids ready for the next day and sober up. So yeah, but let's enjoy what we got, right? Okay, so all of those that follow me, you may know that today's been a little bit of a challenging day. Hey Natalie, how are you? Good to see you. I don't know what you're up to, but I'm up to a whole lot of mess. I've been drinking since about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Why? Because we left school early. We checked our school kids out of school early today because I think we're the only school in the world that had a full day of school today. And we checked out today and early, and we came to the beach. Very excited about beating the traffic, getting to the beach, right? Because this is like the last hurrah. This is like the summer's end fling, right? So we get out here to find out that while we were gone, our power company reset all of the meters, or like replaced all the meters in our condo complex, and so like all of our electricity was out for a while, which is fine. We're thinking, okay, no big deal, I just have to reset the clocks, right? No, it like blew one of our thermostats and potentially our air conditioner, so we have no air conditioning. And it's summer, and it's North Carolina, and it's like 90 plus freaking degrees with like 3,000% humidity. I'm looking right now, and it's like, you know, it's 80% humidity right now inside. So yeah, so it's friggin' hot, hence the tank top and the bun up. Well, I have always had a bun up, but anyway, so friggin' hot, right? And so then we come to find out too that some contractor, when they were doing some work in the city, busted like the water main, so now we have no water. So, and they're like, you're not gonna have any water until 5. And then we find out, might be closer to 6. And then once you finally do get water, you're gonna need to boil it until further notice. So we're like, I keep running to my faucet and trying to turn it on, there's nothing there. So we're like literally, thank goodness for baby wipes, because we've been using the daily set of baby wipes. And the swimming pool is closed at our condo complex because they have no way to pump the water to keep, whatever. So we can't swim in the swimming pool, we can't take showers or baths, we can't have any water, which means we can't really cook anything unless it's grilled. And now we have these dishes piling up everywhere because we can't wash them. Can't even wash ourselves, so can't flush toilets. It's super awesome. So I decided to start hydrating early. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about your day. Tell me a little bit more about your start to Labor Day. I hope wherever you're going or whatever you're doing it safely. I'm so glad to see you guys here. Thank you for joining me because I feel like I need some emotional support. You're jealous of the wine and the beach. I know, even without AC, but like we're thinking tonight it's gonna be kind of brutal trying to sleep in this. But you know, I do have some friends in the complex that, you know, if worse came to worse, I'm just more worried about my kids than anything. Like, you know what, as a parent, just like suck it up, right? But like as a kid, that's tough, that's wrong. So, my poor husband is literally standing outside at the grill, grilling up brats and Italian sausage and hot dogs and chicken. You know, he's like, I don't want to cook tomorrow, we'll just cook it all today, right? So he's grilling all this stuff up, sweating balls outside, and now he's gonna have to come inside with like no relief. I know, good luck, right? So we can't even have ice cubes because the ice cubes we're gonna have to purge because of the bad water situation. Anyways, we're gonna talk about drinking. So tonight, bratwursts, and now I'm a Midwestern girl, and so bratwursts are like one of our staples. Like it was just something that you always had. You always had it at a barbecue. Bratwursts. You know, you would have Italian sausages and hot dogs or whatever, but everybody had a bratwurst, and you beer boil them. If you're not familiar with beer boiling, when you get a brat, you're supposed to kind of pre-boil them before you throw them on the grill. Most of them, unless you buy them pre-cooked or pre-boiled or whatever. So you boil them in water. Sometimes people put onions and like seasonings in it and then throw them on the grill. Now, if you're a Midwesterner, you know that you boil your brats in beer. Yes, people, beer. And it makes them so lovely tasty. And then what else you do is that you can saute some onions and throw them on top. But what's really big in the Midwest is sauerkraut. And it's not just crack open the can. Speaking of which, my entire condo smells like sauerkraut right now because I can't rinse out any of the cans or wash any of the dishes, so the entire house smells like sauerkraut. So I tried to put on like one of those like aromatherapy, why I can't think of the name of it, like essential oil diffusers. So now, with lemon in it, thinking maybe that'll help disinfect the sauerkraut smell I have in my house. My son's like, what smells like poop? Yeah. Okay, so now it smells like sauerkraut poop with lemon. It's super awesome. Getting it all hot, sweaty, and smelly. I know, I am a lucky girl. I looked at him, I said, you won't get sweaty tonight? He's like, don't even. He's like, because he's like, probably gonna have to replace the thermostat. So we don't know what, it's a cluster. But that's okay, because there's wine, and we've been hydrating, and it's gonna be on. So, but yes, I digress. Back to the sauerkraut. So, when you're from the Midwest, you put sauerkraut on your brats. We don't call them bratwursts, we call them brats. And yes, it's spelled brat, but it's not brat. Well, I already got some of those, but I also have some brats. So what you do is you get yourself a good roll, you get yourself a good beer boiled brat, and then you grill it, right? And then you can maybe put some sauteed onions on it, and you put some sauerkraut on it. See, this is sauerkraut. And what we do to prepare the sauerkraut is you like throw in a frying pan, a little bit of butter, and then you kind of saute it up a little bit just to get the juices flowing, and you put in a little bit of brown sugar, and it's like super awesome. Load it up on your brat with some mustard. It's heaven on a bun. Now, my mom's special recipe is that she also throws a little bit of ketchup in there to kind of add a little bit more sweetness, a little more flavor. So that's why it kind of looks like this. And I'm just going to say this, I'm a very big proponent of Walmart. I love them to pieces. But this is the sauerkraut that came in this huge can. So clearly, this was more sauerkraut water than anything, but that's okay, because this is perfect amount for me to throw onto a brat. My husband's like literally standing there eating, I don't even know what he's eating. He's eating something and he totally deserves it because he's sweating balls outside. So, okay, so all of the research that I did about doing wine and brats, it's not so much the brat itself that you want to pair the wines with, but more so, and this goes for anything, it's not so much the meat or the protein or the main part of the food that you want to like pair the wine with, but it's more the sauces and the toppings and the garnishes. So like for this, in this case, you would pair a plain brat on a plain bun very differently than you would a brat that has sauerkraut and mustard on it. It's an acidity thing. So you want to make sure that you match the acidity of the sauerkraut and the mustard with an equally acidic wine. And that will actually enhance the flavor. Or even, you know, so with the Riesling, which everyone was recommending, they're kind of saying that also has some acid, but it also has a little bit of sweet to balance it out. So everyone was saying Riesling is a way to go when you are pairing a sauerkraut brat. But then there was also some that were saying Cabernet Sauvignon is also a really nice pairing. So we'll check that out. But I want to just tribute to my dad, who passed away a year or so ago. It's going to be 2 years this year. He was like 87. God bless his heart, and I mean that sincerely, not southernly, but sincerely. The Southerners say bless your heart all the time. They don't mean bless your heart. That usually means that they F off. Kind of like when you say no disrespect, or I mean no disrespect, but then you just like nail them with an insult. That's a bless your heart. Anyway, so my dad, when we moved here to Greenville like 10 years ago here in North Carolina, we left Chicago, left my family behind, we moved here to North Carolina. That Christmas, he bought me like a case of wines from every country in the world. And one of them, anyway, he bought me this huge, look at this bottle. It's like as big as my leg. Like seriously, it's as long as my leg. And it is a bottle of Riesling from Germany. And as you know, the Rieslings are pretty sweet from Germany. Well, all Rieslings are naturally pretty sweet. They're whites. And I was, we've been saving it. And like my husband's like, this is the perfect time to break into this Riesling. So we go to break into it, and Rieslings, as you know, are like a white. Look at this. It's like, it looks like a beer. It's not, it's a Riesling. It's aged to the point where it's starting to turn. So my advice to you is that if you have a nice bottle of wine, don't waste it. Like, I think my dad's probably up in heaven, like rolling around going, why did you wait so long to drink that bottle of Riesling? Probably because it takes about 8 people to drink it, but I'm up for the challenge. So yes, it still hasn't turned yet. It's just got a funky little color. But anyways, and then we've got our Cabernet Sauvignon, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, now, but sometimes you don't want to have to like discount the color. Like sometimes it's kind of like, you don't want to like be turned off by the color or something, because I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie Bottle Shock. It was like an Academy Award winner. I think it was one of those kind of like indie films kind of thing. But Bottle Shock, it's all about this winery in Napa. It's called the Chateau Montelena. I think I may have talked about this before. And basically the premise of this is it's like California started to get into wines, and like the sommeliers and the wine experts of the world, especially in France, were like turning their nose up at it, saying those dirty Americans, they know nothing about wines, right? So a Californian, a winemaker or a promoter said, hey, let's fly out, let's select some wineries in California, fly them out to France and do a blind tasting with some of the best French wines and best sommeliers in France, right? And so one of the competitors was Chateau Montelena, and they had made this like one batch of white wines. It was a Chardonnay. And problem that happened is that like they went to go package it up and it had turned brown like this. They're like, oh my gosh, all this wine is gone skunky, it's gone bad. We can't compete with this. It's bad. And they started destroying the cases. But at that point, one of the cases had already been en route to France for the tasting, and so they were about ready to pull out. But when the case got to France, they went to open the case, and the case was fine. There was no discoloration or any like lack in flavor or anything like that. And they had said that it had something to do with the altitude change when you were on the airplane, that it shocked the bottles into changing its color. And apparently, like, they're like, oh my gosh. And then they showed the bottles in France. I mean, they had the wine tasting in France and the competition, and Chateau Montelena beat out all the French wines, and all the French sommeliers and the French experts couldn't believe how beautiful this wine was. And then they found out it was from California, and they were like rolling around in their graves. They were so stunned, and that's what put California wines on the map. So Bottle Shock, if you ever get a chance to watch the movie, I've just killed it for you. But anyways, it was cool. It was really cool to kind of watch that whole thing happen. And I guess that like and then they went back to look at the bottles that were still back in California, and with time, the color of the wines had changed over. So yeah, it's kind of a finicky thing. Wines can, turn bad, like a yellow color to indicate that they have spoiled, but they can also turn yellow, brownish like that to indicate that they're getting ready to get shocked into their beauty. So I know this is not getting shocked into beauty because it's literally over 10 years old. Is there even a date on this bottle? 2009. It's almost 10 years old, and whites don't last that long. Reds last way longer. Can you guys all hear what's going on in my life right now? My daughter is sitting here watching an Abby, like a tablet. My son is playing Xbox, and they're like right here. At least they're not on top of me in my face right now. Okay, so what are you guys doing? Melissa, what are you doing tonight? You doing anything? You hanging out? You chilling? Are you grilling? Are you drinking? Come on, help me now. I can't do this alone. It's embarrassing having to do this alone. I don't even want to like dirty any forks or plates or anything because I don't have any way to wash them. So I'm like, but I've got to put sauerkraut on this, right? Here's my brat, my beer boiled brat, and a beautiful little bun. And they can't really be hot dog buns. Hot dog buns don't do it justice. Hot dog buns do not do brats justice. It's got to be more of a hearty Kaiser kind of thing going on here. So I'm going to slap some sauerkraut on here. This is like the best part is the sauerkraut. Oh my gosh. Brings me back to my days in Wisconsin. Good stuff. So what kind of stuff do you guys do to celebrate Labor Day? Do you guys have a special like food? Do you like, oh no, we all do ribs, or no, I kind of asked some of my friends this. Do you all do ribs? Do you all do burgers? Do you do chips? Do you do coleslaw? Do you a chips, or are you a potato salad kind of person? Or are you, and you never put ketchup on a brat. It's always mustard. And there's some train of thought that say, okay, you need to use a grain mustard. I'm all about you. I'm all about French's. Or, generic Walmart that you convert into a French's bottle so you don't look like, I don't care, I love Walmart, except for the sauerkraut thing that comes through. Okay, so, brat, sauerkraut, mustard. Riesling. Remember, you always want to start with the lightest wine first when you're doing tasting. That bun is big. That's quite nice. Well, if any of you are doing brats this weekend, brats taste brilliant with beer. But they don't taste that. They taste pretty damn good with this Riesling. And I did see something online when I was doing some research that people actually tried various recipes of boiling their brats in wine. I'll post a link in here later, but yeah, apparently that's a thing too. Didn't take off quite as well as the red wine thing. I mean, it was a beer thing, but You're watching tennis, made ravioli. Oh, wait, are we watching the Open? Because I heard that there was like a huge to-do about that because they changed the stadium and the cameras have to be like way up in the nosebleeds so you can barely see the action that's going on in the court. Is that what you're watching? Yes, you're watching tennis, made ravioli. We can't even boil water to make pasta. Not homemade, frozen ones. No wine. That's sad. You need to have some wine. Or a cocktail. I had another friend that's like, I don't have any wine, but I'll join you for Powerade and a vodka. Well, okay. Sounds good to me. Wine's to pair with broth. I know. Mind blown. So, today was a bit of a challenging day. I mean, like every day is a challenging day when you're a mom, right? I shouldn't complain. I'm not going to complain. I feel like I've gotten really emotional. I don't know why. I've been thinking about my dad a lot lately. I don't know why. My dad's just really been on my mind. Not like sad, but like, wow, I kind of like feel his presence around. So I've kind of really been thinking about my dad. And that might have something to do with the fact that my husband is, still unemployed. And we are still interviewing for jobs. I say we, like I have anything to do with it. We're interviewing for jobs and they're like all over the United States. And some of them are not so great. And some of them are like pipe dreams. So it's really frustrating because it's like I don't know where I'm gonna be and we could be moving soon or he could move without me. And I could be here with kids by myself. So it's kind of stressful not knowing what's going on. And then after that, I'm sorry, I'm picking like bread out of my teeth because it's a good bun. And to add to that, I don't know if you guys saw the post that I put out there. Oh yes, the Open. Who are you rooting for? Melissa, who are you rooting for? So to add insult to injury, you may have seen the post that I put out there. Like my son is in first grade and it's like the second week of school. And they're administering spelling tests. Second week of first grade. Thank you for that. Thank you. There's second week of first grade. He's got to write his name on the paper, number it 1 to 10, and then she stands up at the front of the room and calls out words and he has to write the words. Second week of first grade. He has to say they did a practice test and it didn't go over so well. He was really kind of stressed out about it. So we went in today and did like the real test. The results aren't in yet. I don't know how he did. He said he feels like he did better, but he was like really, it was just like shattered. His confidence was shattered after the practice test because he didn't do so great. So we're trying to work through that. And so it's really stressful. So like I'm talking to tutors and having him get some extra help and all that because he doesn't have to struggle. We don't want him to fall too far behind. And I'm just like, and then I have very well-intentioned moms giving me all sorts of advice on how I can fix the situation. So different from when we went. I don't even remember when the first time was that I had a spelling test. Why do they have to know so much right now? Why? We were just fine, right? I'm having another bite in my butt. Melissa, have you ever been to the Open? I'm trying it with Tab now. I know I'm rushing through this, but people, I've been drinking for a while. I thought it would be a little bit stupider by this point. Well, but by me, by stupider, is a little bit more frustrated and maybe a little loopy drunk, but I don't know. Maybe it's the heat. I agree with you. They all learn differently. I think part of it is that my son did some tutoring over the summer and they had different teaching methods than his current teacher does. And I don't know if he's responding very well to the way that his current teacher is teaching. Or maybe it's just hard for him to embrace. I don't know. Okay, the cab is not bad either with the broth. Okay, I'm kind of impressed with both of these. I know there's some other ones that they were recommending too, but again, it's all about the toppings. I'm like, if it was just a plain old brat, it's probably like be a red, right? If it was a plain old brat, I could see it being like a Merlot or even a Shiraz or something, a little bit lighter. But like with the kraut, sauerkraut, and we call it kraut in the Midwest, and the sauerkraut and the ketchup, You really do need to match it with something. Like either a sweet wine or something that has equal acidity. That's good stuff, man. I wish you were here having this with me. So, I have no idea how this weekend is going to turn out. We have no idea when the water's going to turn back on. I keep going to the sink to try to turn it on. My kids keep going to the toilet and trying to flush it. Nope. I know. I'm bone in my teeth. That's how much I love you. Like, I love y'all so much. I can try myself. Yeah, I can pick the bone on my teeth. Yeah. Are you with family? Melissa, are you going to be with family? Oh, you're watching the doll right now. You have to go to an open. You have to go. But did you hear what I heard about can you see the difference now with like the camera angles? Like apparently when they built the new stadium, they didn't take into consideration camera angles. So the cameras apparently are like super way far away. If you are a connoisseur of tennis, avid watcher, avid lover, did you see the difference? Uh-oh, my daughter. Uh-oh. My daughter was quietly sitting here watching her tablet. And my son was quietly sitting here playing his Xbox while my husband was grilling / fixing the air conditioning. And now she got up and she's harassing her brother. So now all I hear is, no, you're hurting me.
Now she's crying because she hurt herself on purpose. Now she hurt herself again.
Alright, okay, now I gotta talk about something else. Summer. I don't know about y'all, but like summer for us is like staying at the beach. Far away. My gym is like literally 70 miles from here.
Too bad, Donna.
Summer at the beach meant that I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't working out, and I'm sitting here eating crap every day. I'm eating like horrible carbs and fatty foods. I don't know, siblings, right? Horrible foods, fatty, carby, gross. My daughter's. What are you doing, hon? You want a bun? Yeah, you can have a bun. Go ahead. Go sit down with that hot dog bun. Oh, yeah, have at it. Look, hot dog bun.
What do you want to do?
You guys see that yummy hot dog bun? Yeah, hot dog buns. My daughter had her first haircut this week. You may have seen that too. That was so awesome. Thank you for showing me your hot dog bun. Do you think you can go sit down and eat your hot dog bun like a princess? Super awesome. You throw a princess on it and they'll do anything. I'm just saying. What's I talking about? I don't know, siblings. Melissa, do you have siblings? Okay, so what was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. I wish I had a rewind button to figure out what I was talking about. Maybe the wine's actually kicking in now. I don't know. I miss my family a lot. My family's all spread out all over the nation and even in Europe, and so like I can't even spend time with them. I just really wish that they were here for. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Feeling like a lump of poop.
Ew, that's disgusting.
Fatty butter. Bleh. Because all summer long I've been, binge eating on horrible foods, binge drinking regularly, drinking to keep hydrated at the beach, having to medicate because of that. Daughter, not so good. Son, really upset. Husband, with the drill, trying to fix your condition.
Too bad. You made it do to yourself.
Anyways, so the body has gone to hell. And I say, like, okay, big deal. I mean, it's only 5 pounds, right? But 5 pounds may as well be 500. When I, started to, really hardcore go back to the gym this week, and everything that I was lifting was, 10 pounds lighter. And I was getting winded. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And I, look at myself down. I'm like, ooh, someone's getting a little hippie. Someone's getting a little handily.
Mom, could you tell me the words? Not the words.
Tell him the words. Okay, punch in the leg. Oh, this is good. She turned off his Xbox. I don't know why she's crying. Come here.
Yeah, she turned off my Xbox.
She's okay. What? You gonna cry for everybody out there? No, princess is not gonna cry. We're not gonna. Look at your body.
What's the first one? What's the other one?
We have. Come here, I'll show you. She turned off the Xbox, which means now the password doesn't work, which means Mom has to. Dad has vacated the building, which means now Mom has to
do my passcode.
Put the passcode in. As Mom, where you go, oh, you know what? I need to have this really complicated passcode. There's milk on. Oh, can you grab the milk? It's right there. Grab the milk. I know we're bringing it. Look, we're totally bringing it. Look, Enzo's gonna bring it for you. Enzo's gonna bring it for you. So, Yeah, let's make this passcode complicated so that the kids can't figure it out, right? Then it kind of bites you in the butt because then you have to plug it in every time they want to play a game. And I don't know, how do you guys feel about this? I'm sorry, you're looking right at my nose, but I'm trying to do two things at once. How do you guys feel about this? Where you guys, I really am multitasking. How do you feel about your kids?
No!
Put your milk on the table. Hey.
Stop!
Oh my goodness, this is like, I'm ready to lose my mind. I can't, it's not, Enzo, it's not working. I might have to turn it back on, hon. Okay, so reboot it, so I'll start again. My son started playing Xbox, and one day all of a sudden I heard Xbox talking back to him, and I was like, why the heck is Xbox talking back to him? He figured out a way to do like gameplay against other people, and I don't know how I feel about that. Here, set it up to where I needed to put in the passcode. And because I'm like, I have no idea who he's playing against, I have no idea what they're talking about, so I'm like, that kind of skips me out. So I have to really be careful and watch him when he does that, because he really enjoys playing with other people. But I'm like, dude, he's 6. Okay, tell me when I have to put in the passcode. I'm ready to put in the passcode.
Now.
Okay. You want to talk to the people for a second? Talk to the people for a second. Say hello.
Hello.
Say
Hello,
hi.
everyone. How are you doing?
Tell them how old you are.
I'm 6 years old and I love to play Xbox.
You do?
Yes.
Tell them more. Tell them
It
more
is
about it.
so good about it. I feel like
Okay.
I can like beat up some zombies like 5 years ago. It's
can?
so good.
Oh
I
my
like
gosh.
it. What do you like?
For your spelling test?
I did good on my spelling test. I just don't know yet.
You don't know yet? Oh, we don't know until when?
I don't know when.
Okay, here we go. Enter.
Here, switch.
Okay, I'm losing my mind. Here we go. Passcode entered. Screaming children. Like, I was okay. I mean, like, emotional, like I said, because I miss my family, and with my son and his tutoring, and the situation with my husband's relocating potentially and new job, and so it's a crappy week. He got offered a job in California, and then they like flew us to, I don't know if you guys saw this. He got offered a job in California. They flew me and my husband out to California while the kids stayed home with a babysitter, which we paid for. Flew out to California to go so that he could, because he was given an offer. They wanted him to meet everybody in the plant. They wanted him to figure out all their systems and their proprietary information. They wanted us. We met with real estate agents. We talked to schools for our kids, and then they're like, okay, well I'll send you the written agreement, blah 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 blah. And then what happens? They give us a call. They give us a call like I don't know, a couple days ago. Hey, can we call you at like 4 o'clock? We're waiting for the call. A couple hours after the 4 o'clock time slot, they have a call and say, you know what, we decided we don't need the role anymore, so we're rescinding the offer. We're taking it back. Not that they found another candidate, or no, not that there was something wrong with my husband, but no, they just decided they don't feel like they need the role anymore. They're just going to do without it. So what would have happened if we signed a real estate agreement or enrolled our kids in school? That was a crappy thing, but to be perfectly honest, I was kind of happy that it didn't work out because I wasn't too thrilled. I don't know what that is. Exit out of it. That's the one thing about Xbox is that like a lot of these games you gotta read stuff to the kids because like they can't read some of the stuff.
No, the cat. That was your number.
Hey Sandra, how are you? Thank you for being so supportive today. Yeah, I need more wine. Did you see the posters of it is? Like I ran out of coffee, so it's just substitute with wine, and everybody's so pretty today. Pretty. So Sandra, thank you for such great advice and support. You've been so wonderful. Like you're always super wonderful, but like today I just kind of felt like I needed, especially with this whole like thing with my son and his spelling tests. Because when your kids don't do really well at school and they're struggling, you feel personally responsible. You feel like, how can I fix it? What do I need to do? And then you have all sorts of people giving you advice that you really probably don't need. I mean, you need it, but like you don't need to hear it. Like it's like I love you, but like please don't. Like your daughter or your son is perfect, and they got 100% on their test, and my son didn't. I don't want to be a pity party. I don't want to be pitied. I don't want to be, you know, and I'm doing the best I can, right? What are you watching? What are you watching? Pinklicious? Do you want to tell everybody how you had your first haircut this week? She had her first haircut this week. She had a princess haircut. They cut like this much off. It was just trim because my husband was like, "You can't have her haircut." I'm like, "It's straggling, girl. She needs a trim." Right? So I went to like, the lady that cuts my hair is the same lady that cut my son's hair the first time. And they had her cut my daughter's hair for the first time. And my daughter's like 3 now. So she's due for her hair trim, right? But I was like, okay. We went to Disney in April, and as a birthday present to her, my mom got her a session at Bippity Boppity Boutique, if you guys have ever been there. And they basically like have a fairy godmother in training, do her up like a princess, like full on like makeup, hair, tiara. We put her in a costume so we didn't have to buy one because, you know, we're cheap like that. And, you know, sash, the whole 9 yards, glitter, like super awesome. And my daughter's not a girly girl, but she loved the experience. And when they send you, they were like, okay, well, we can't reuse these brushes and this makeup and the hair buns and the tiaras and everything like that. So we're just going to give you a little swag bag and you can just take it all home. So we took it home and I was like, you know what? It's my daughter's first haircut. And I know she's going to have a hard time sitting because she doesn't like having her hair brushed because it's gnarly. So I brought the bag that I had from the Bippity Boppity Boutique, and while she was getting her hair cut, her hairstylist was so great to let me be so crazy. I was like, here, we painted her nails. Show them her nails. Because they paint your nails when you're at the Bippity Boppity Boutique. Glitter nails. So I painted her fingers, I painted her toes, we put on some makeup. She didn't look like a painted whore, but she had some makeup. And we had a little sticker. Remember a little sticker right here on your face? A little like gem sticker, you know? And we had a tiara, and we had a sash, and your fairy godmother sprayed glitter all over you. Remember that? And you have pretty hair. She got a pretty hair trim, and we saved the hair. Did you guys save the hair? Did you save the hair from your kid's first haircut? Let's get done. Yep. We did that with our son. We also did it with our daughter. We put her in our time capsule. We did a time capsule for our kids. I don't know if you guys ever did that, but like on their first birthday, like on my son's first birthday, what I did was I asked for everyone who came to his birthday party or everyone that was invited to send in an item that would like represent something that happened that year, the year he was born, so that I could put it in a time capsule and he could open it on his 18th birthday and look at all the stuff that happened the year that he was born. And it was like my parents wrote him a letter, I mean, well knowing that they won't be alive when he turns 18. I had someone like include like a cell phone, knowing that like cell phones are going to be so different by 2030 when he turns 18. You know, gosh, really cool. Or like People magazine like covers, or like, you know, the Year in Review, or like, you know, newspaper, or like clippings from like the sale papers to see how much like eggs cost. And you know, he was born in 2012. So like how much eggs cost in 2012, and like who won the Super Bowl in 2012, and like all that kind of stuff. So like he has this like whole time capsule full of stuff that represent his first year being born, 2012. So I also did, and I include like, you know, so every once in a while like throw other things in there, like a lock of his hair or whatever. And so I'm throwing stuff into his time capsule so that he can, and she has one too. Someone gave her like a vintage, like one of my very dear friends, Debbie, like gave her like a vintage like collector's item Barbie doll. We put in her time capsule too. So yeah, so I have time capsules with my kids, and we saved their hair from both of our kids. Took pictures, made it a special event. It was kind of cool. So yeah, haircut, first haircut, big deal. I think it was more of a big deal for Dad than it was of anyone, because he was like, "Don't cut her hair." I'm like, dude, it's almost down to her butt, and it's like she looks like snag battle. It looks terrible. So I had a little trim. And Daddy was not completely wigged out by it all. I know, she needed, everyone keeps saying, and I agree, like, oh, she would look adorable with like a bob haircut, right? And so much easier to comb, like no matter how much conditioner or conditioning spray or detanglers you put in their hair, they just flip their schnizzle when you get anywhere near them with a brush. And I even have those like special detangler brushes things. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can with the tools God has given me and the wine that I have before me. So, Sandra Nuno, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing? I'm gonna have another bite of this brat because this wine is starting to give me a headache. I took like an ibuprofen at like 4 or 5. I'm thinking maybe I need to take another one or naproxen or something. My head is banging. Might have something to do with the wine that I'm drinking in the heat. it's a good idea. I'm sure they will love to see it when they're older. I know. And you know what, too? What I did was I thought was really cool. And if you guys ever get to this point, I recommend it highly. My dad, like I said, died like 2 years ago. And we knew that he wasn't going to be around to see them graduate high school or turn 16. Or, you know, he wouldn't even be there when they took their first communion. Or turn 13 or turn 16 or went to high school or went to college or got married or had babies. We knew that he wasn't going to be around for any of that stuff. And my mom won't be there either. So I went to Hallmark and I bought a whole bunch of green cards that were indicative or celebratory of those milestones. And I had my parents sign and write little messages to both of them so that they will have a presence when those milestones take place. I have my kids very late in life, so unfortunately they're not going to be around. My parents are not going to be around to see my kids through those precious milestones. So the day my son gets married, he's going to get a card from his grandmother and grandfather. The day that my daughter has her first baby, she's going to have a card from her grandmother and grandfather. So it's very sweet and very emotional. And I also I made sure that I took the fingerprints of my mother and my father, and I asked them, I said, if you have one word that you want to impart on your grandchildren that kind of sums up life and something that you want to sum up that says what you should be doing with your life, in one word, your advice, what would it be? My mom said love, and my dad said bold, which I thought was so perfect. And so I had them write, my mom wrote the word love, and my dad wrote the word bold, and I took their fingerprints. And I had a necklace, like a bar necklace like this, made so that one side said love with my mom's fingerprint and the other side said bold with my dad's fingerprint for my daughter. So my daughter will have that, and I will give that to her, I don't know, maybe her 13th birthday or 16th birthday. I haven't figured that out quite yet. And my son, I had cufflinks made with the same prints and the same words so that he can, kind of have that always and forever. I also had teddy bears made out of their shirts and stuff like that. Like, I'm very aware and cognizant of the fact that my children love their grandparents, but they are going to have almost zero to none, very little to zero memories of them. And so I'm trying to do all that I can to kind of preserve some of those memories and make sure that my parents live on through them, that my kids have some really good memories. Or even if they don't have memories, that they know that they were loved and they were adored by their grandparents. So those are some of the recommendations I have to you. Or maybe some of you, so if you want to, I know it's kind of a morbid thought, right? But my dad was dying, so we knew it was going to happen. It was inevitable. He was terminal. So it was kind of easy. But we were talking about his funeral plans for a year. So it was not a difficult thing to ask him because we were expecting it. But it's probably really hard for someone like you guys where you're like, my parents are healthy. Why would I do that right now? Well, we were blessed with that position where we could say our goodbyes and we could. Okay, enough of the sad. That's super sad. I don't mean to get all sad and sappy. It's brat time. That's the thing with brats. We tend to get mustard all over your face. I can't tell which one I like the best. Aw, that's so sweet. I know, right? Emotional thinking about that. I'm just so glad that I have the opportunity to do it. And we also there's services where you can take the flowers from the funeral service if you have a funeral service, like the roses that are on the casket or whatever. And I did on Etsy, I think. We send them a couple of rosebuds that are dried in a Ziploc bag. And they compress them in clay to make rosary beads. And we're Catholic, so we say the rosary all the time. Because that's what we do. Catholics, not all Christians say the rosary, but Catholics do, because it's basically an homage to Mary. We pray to Mary, because Mary's our intercessor to Jesus and to God. So it's a big deal. We had a whole bunch of rosaries made for the women of our family. So, and they're, my niece carried her rosary at her wedding. And hopefully my daughter will carry hers at her wedding. And I will carry mine. And hopefully I'll be buried with mine. Those are really sweet. Or other things I took all of my dad's handkerchiefs. My dad was like this quintessential old gentleman, and he had actual handkerchiefs. I know, so disgusting, right? Like you blow your nose in a handkerchief kind of thing. And put it in your pocket and then throw it in the washing machine. He had always had a handkerchief on him. That was part of his gentleman ways. So when he passed, I took as many of his handkerchiefs that were, you know, still usable, that weren't like super disgusting, and I've been saving them. And like when my niece got married, I had it embroidered with her new initials, her like, you know, her married name and her wedding date, so that she could carry it with her when she walked down the aisle. Because actually my dad was her godfather, so she got to carry a little piece of him with her when she walked down the aisle, and I'm hoping to do that for all of the grandkids, so, including ours. She actually even like found a shirt of his, my father's, and it was like a blue shirt, and she clipped it, and she had something blue, something borrowed, something old. That's all that my dad's like little blue shirt. She had it cut and sewn into the inside of her wedding dress. All sweet tributes, aren't they? Why am I getting so morbid? My dad is so super on my mind. Like, so much craziness and change going on right now. I feel like he's up there going, honey, you need to drink more wine. That's exactly what my dad would be saying. He'd be like, shut up and drink more wine. And why are you doing this on the internet? Why don't you invite these people over? Y'all, I would love to invite you over. You are welcome at my homestead at any time, or wherever I may be. Next week's gonna be a bit of a challenge. I'm gonna be traveling next week for some business. I do some contracting work, independent contracting work, and next week I'm gonna be in Nashville, and I will be working on Friday night. So I'm not gonna be able to do a wine tasting, I don't think, because I'm gonna be working pretty late. But please know that I'm gonna be thinking about you, and please be safe this weekend. I know that like everyone talks about how super fun Labor Day is and everything, even though it is the end of the summer season, and I think I may have gotten distracted, but I was talking about how I feel like a big old blob because I've been like eating and drinking like crap all summer and not exercising, and how weak I am. But like I keep saying to myself, oh, okay, once summer's over, I'll be able to get back to normal and I'll be able to work out again. So I'm gonna hold you guys all accountable. It's making me more healthy again because I just feel disgusting. I feel gross. I want to get back into the gym again, like hardcore. Like I've been in the gym, but like not hardcore like I used to. I mean, I'm not like a bodybuilder or anything like that, but like I have currently obviously my muscles have depleted, you know, they've not disintegrated. What's the word I'm looking for? Degenerated? I don't know. I need to build myself back up. And I always feel like I'm you know, I need the endorphins, and I need some more wine. And apparently I need eat some more brats. So I'm thinking that there will be some more brats, and I may eat some potato chips with these brats, because this is like my last hurrah. Because on Tuesday, it's gonna be super healthy eating, only drinking water, doing cardio and weights every day, right? Right? But we're still going to do our wine tastings on Friday nights. That's a non-negotiable. That has got to work out. That's got to somehow fit into this plan of mine, my workout health regime. But for now, it will be brats and sauerkraut and mustard, big bottles of wine. Apparently, my daughter has decided to make her dinner 2 hot dog buns, and there will be chips. There it is. Show it to him again. Show it to him again. Put it in front. Put it in camera. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, just put it down.
Okay, I'm gonna put it down. So, yeah. So it will be tonight brats, sauerkraut, tons of chips, maybe some sweets. I don't know, but I can't wash any dishes, so no dishwashing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. No, but I'm not gonna be able to flush toilets. I'm not gonna be able to take baths or swim in a swimming pool. And thankfully, my kids are not losing their mind yet, but they will. Yeah. So this is my last hurrah, people, because you guys, like I said, are gonna hold me accountable until I have another meltdown. But there will be wine. Make no mistake, there will be wine. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. I love you all. Take care of yourselves.
Put it down. Put it down.
This is a little snapshot of my life. My daughter taking out every bun in the pack.
Put it down.
My son
Put it down.
standing in front of the Xbox. We don't sit in front of the Xbox. We stand there and run around. Husband upstairs trying to fix the air conditioning, and my daughter yelling at me, put it down, put it down. And a nabby that she's supposed to be watching that is currently on the floor. Oh yeah, and we also have to boil our water, and that's just not gonna happen. So we had to go out and buy tons of bottled water. I'm looking at the clock right now. They said 6 o'clock our water is supposed to be turned back on. Kind of doubting it. That's right. There will be wine. There will be wine, people, and there will be brats. I love you all. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon. And like I said, let's think about, give me a challenge. Give me a challenge as to what you want to drink next week or the week, the week after or whatever. What do you want? What do you want to pair? What do you want to taste? Because like officially, like this is fall. Like they already started selling pumpkin spice stuff, people. That means like the Christmas stuff is going to be in the stores now. Lots of you had your first week of school. Congratulations, you survived. Get yourself a cocktail, wine, something, because you deserve it. Love you very much. Take care. We will talk soon. Love you. Think about topics. Something that I can taste test because I'm all about the research. Bye, guys.